Max Verstappen is set to have a brand new number one race mechanic on his Red Bull car next year, with Matt Collar moving on to Audi F1. It's Thomas Marr here from planetf1.com. Matt Collar is off to Audi next year. Now, you might know Matt Collar. He's somewhat famous for being one of the Red Bull twins. Now, if you're not familiar with the Red Bull twins, these are two twin brothers who are both the number one mechanics for the two Red Bull cars. You've got Matt Collar as number one mechanic on the number one car, which is Max Verstappen's car. And you've got John Collar, his twin brother, who is number one mechanic on Yuki Tsunoda's car. Now, they've both been with Red Bull John has been with them since 2017, Matt has been with them since 2015, and Matt has worked as Verstappen's number one mechanic for the last 3 years. He was previously assigned to Checo's car, Sergio Perez's car, up until 2022, but moved across to Verstappen's car at the start of 23. Now, he is off to join Audi next year, where it's understood he'll be replacing Lee Stevenson. There's a name you might remember from the start of last year. Stevenson, formerly of Red Bull as a chief mechanic, he moved across to Sauber/Audi at the start of last year to become their chief mechanic. Now, Lee Stevenson is getting a promotion at the end of this year. I'm not entirely sure promoted to what exactly at this point, but the vacancy left as chief mechanic is going to be filled by his former Red Bull colleague, Matt Collar, and that means that there's going to be a little bit of a change on the Verstappen car for next year. At the moment, it's not exactly confirmed what's going to be happening, but the likely course of action is that Red Bull will turn to his twin brother, John Collar, and put John into the role vacated by Matt Collar. And Red Bull currently are advertising for a new number one mechanic. You can check that out across industry-specific job websites, but they're currently looking for that number one mechanic, and that is likely to be for the role being vacated by John Collar as John moves to replace Matt Collar at Red Bull as Max Verstappen's number one mechanic for next year. Confused? I am a little bit as well, but yeah, you can read it as well on planetf1.com.